Hey everyone, welcome back to Financial Futures. I've got some huge news to share today, and if you're on Social Security, whether you're receiving retirement benefits, disability, SSDI, survivor, spousal, SSI, or VA benefits, this update will directly impact you. Why? Well, it's all about a critical announcement happening on September 11 that you need to know about. This is going to be a big deal for over 70 million people across the country, and I'll walk you through what it means for your monthly benefit checks. Before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below so you never miss any crucial updates on your financial future. And of course, please like and share this video to spread the word to others who rely on these benefits. Now, let's dive in. So, what exactly is happening on September 11? Well, that's when we're going to receive the latest data on inflation from the Consumer Price Index, CPI, for the month of August. This might sound like just another report, but trust me, it's anything but. This data will directly influence how much your Social Security benefits will increase in 2024 through the Cost of Living Adjustment, COLA. Here's how it works. Every year, the COLA is calculated based on inflation data from July, August, and September. These 3 months are critical because they give us the numbers we need to determine how much extra money you'll get in your Social Security benefits starting next year. So, with the September 11 announcement, we'll be getting the second piece of that puzzle. This data, combined with what we already know from July, gives us a very close estimate of what the final COLA might be once September's numbers come in. I know some of you might be asking, why does inflation data matter to me? Well, the higher the inflation, the bigger your COLA increase could be. The Consumer Price Index measures how much prices have gone up for things like groceries, gas, rent, healthcare, and other everyday expenses. When inflation goes up, the cost of living rises, and that's where COLA comes in to help offset those higher costs by increasing your Social Security checks. Now, inflation has been a bit of a roller coaster this year, bouncing around without any clear trend. It hasn't risen dramatically, but it hasn't dropped significantly either. This is why the August data coming on September 11 is such a wild card. It could push the COLA higher or keep it more modest. This number could seriously impact how much extra cash you'll see in your checks starting next year. Once the data is released, I'll be going through it in detail and explaining exactly what it means for you. I'll break down how much more you might expect to receive and what you can prepare for going into 2024. July inflation data, already released in August. August inflation data, coming out on September 11. September inflation data, to be released in mid-October. After we have all 3 of these data points, we'll know exactly what the COLA increase will be for 2024. The official announcement usually happens in October, and this increase will go into effect starting January 1. Remember, while the announcement is coming soon, your actual benefits won't increase until the new year. I know there's sometimes confusion around this, but rest assured, we're getting the information now, and the actual increase will kick in for the first payment of 2024. Now, why does this matter so much? Well, for over 70 million Americans who rely on fixed income benefits, including those on retirement, SSDI, survivor, spousal, SSI, and VA benefits, even a small increase in COLA can mean a significant difference in your day-to-day life. This could help you keep up with rising costs on everything from medical bills to groceries. Watch for the COLA announcement. Once all 3 inflation reports are in, the Social Security Administration will announce the official COLA for 2024. Start thinking about how you can make the most of the COLA increase in your monthly budget. Next, we're diving into a high-stakes prediction for the 2024 presidential election between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Before we get into the details, I want to hear from you. Who do you think will win? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Do you think Donald Trump is going to reclaim the White House, or will Kamala Harris make history as the first woman president? Let me know. We're also just 6 days away from the first major debate between these 2 candidates. And today, We've got fresh polling data from CNN for those key battleground states that could make or break this race. So, without further ado, let's dive into it. Let's start with the states that Donald Trump will undoubtedly win. These states are the backbone of his support, and they're turning up bright red in all the recent polls. Trump has solid leads in states like Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and the Dakotas North and South. He's also looking at easy victories in Nebraska, except for Omaha's 2nd District, Kansas, Oklahoma, and parts of the Midwest like Missouri and Indiana. Don't forget the South Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and West Virginia are all looking very safe for Trump. Now, let's flip the script and look at the states Kamala Harris will likely secure. These states are Harris' strongholds, and she's polling comfortably ahead in all of them. California, Hawaii, Oregon, Washington, New York, and the rest of New England, including Massachusetts, Vermont, and Connecticut, are solid blue. Harris also has New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and of course, Washington, D.C. safely in her corner. Next up, we have the states that are leaning toward Trump but where Harris has an outside chance of flipping the vote. Let's start with Texas. Trump currently has a 6-point lead, so it's looking like a safe win for him. Trump is also ahead in Iowa, where recent polls have him leading by 12 points, and Alaska, where he's expected to take the state with ease. Other states like Ohio and Florida are also leaning Trump, with him leading by around 9 points in Ohio and nearly 5 points in Florida. But these states could still surprise us as we get closer to Election Day. Now let's talk about the states that are likely to go Kamala Harris's way, but where Trump might still stand a chance. In Colorado, Harris has a solid 10-point lead, and in New Mexico, she's ahead by 7 points. Minnesota is another key state where Harris leads by 7 points, and in New Hampshire, she's up by 7 points as well. These are critical states, and while Trump is trailing, these numbers aren't so far apart that a shift couldn't happen. And now, let's get into the real battleground states, the ones that will ultimately decide this election. These are the states where polls are neck and neck, and it's anyone's game. Let's start with Nevada, where Harris currently has a narrow 1-point lead. She's favored, but Trump could easily close that gap. Then we have Arizona, where Trump holds a 5-point advantage in the latest CNN poll, but this state has been flipping back and forth in other polls. In North Carolina, Trump leads by just half a point, so this state is truly up for grabs. It's one of the most hotly contested battlegrounds, and it'll be critical to watch how it swings in the coming weeks. Next, we have the big three battlegrounds: Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. In Pennsylvania, the race is extremely tight, with Harris holding a slim 1-point lead in some polls, while others show a dead heat. In Wisconsin, Harris has a 6-point lead according to CNN, but again, this could tighten as we head toward November. Finally, in Michigan, Harris is leading by 5 points, but we know Trump can't be counted out after his surprise win there in 2016. Now, let's talk about the upcoming debate in just 6 days. This debate could be a game changer. How Kamala Harris and Donald Trump perform will shape the narrative for the rest of this election. Who will look more presidential? Who will sway undecided voters? This could be the moment that tips the balance in those key battleground states. So, there you have it. This election is shaping up to be one of the closest in history. Will Kamala Harris pull off a win, or will Donald Trump make a comeback? Let me know what you think in the comments. Who's going to win those battleground states, and who do you think will come out on top in the debate? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Financial Futures for more election analysis, financial tips, and more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.